Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
No, I'm live on YouTube. I was asking if they could hear me.
Not me thinking you were talking to me.
Okay.
Jackson slept too the night last night. It's May. She had her first bath yesterday. She liked the first part of it, and then she got bored.
Yeah, I saw. When I'll FaceTime you when I finish my live on YouTube. I love you. Bye. Okay. Good morning. Okay, so I'm going to put the waves on this. Maybe. If I can get this stupid plastic off. Thanks. I was going to do my hair this morning and it was like raining. I was like, no. Hi, bacon. Bruh. Yeah, the bottle's like, no, you ain't. So all this is puff paint. Puff paint. So that's what I'm using. Just white. And this is the urn. So let me grab my pole. So I sanded the top so it's not so bumpy. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to make like a wavy pattern and then brush it down so it looks like the wave is reaching the shore. Okay. Super easy. Um, super easy. So I'm just going to make sure. Oh, yeah, it's coming out. All right. Let me shake this up. Happy hump day, Deanna. All right. So I just kind of want to go, because you see there's dark, and then there's light, and then there's the sand. So I'm just going to come up here. And I'm just going to make a squiggly line. See? I'm going to take this brush. It doesn't really matter which brush you use. And I'm just going to pull down from there. I love doing the waves like this because it looks so realistic. And just kind of wisp it into the water area. That's it. That's literally it. And now I'm going to do the other side. Except I'm not going to use as much. I use too much on that side. Hi, Kim. Look at that. That's literally it, y'all. That's literally it. Is that not the easiest waves? You can use um you can use uh glitter snow. There's some other stuff that you can use. Um but to me that looks realistic. You know what I mean? The glitter snow is kind of textured. So um when you like the glitter snow has a little bit of sparkle. Easy peasy, but I bet I can screw it up somehow. Well, the good thing is if you do, all you have to do is wipe it off. That's all you have to do is wipe it off. I gotta get myself together this morning. But you can do. There's so much that you can do with this stuff. With the puff paint, you can use like. You can go. I know. Look at that. Look at that. The cats are out there fighting. Um, if you use puff paint, I use the puff paint for um, like if I'm doing drip cups, you can do, yeah. This is actually puff paint. There's also one that's called 3D dimensional, like fabric paint. You could do the same thing. I mean, you could use the same exact thing. But like if you're doing drip cups, like a hot chocolate cup or a true crime cup, you can get these in so many colors. Yes, they do have a glow in the dark too. You can use this to make your drips for your hot chocolate, your true crime cups, your beach cups, cupcakes, um, any type of cup where you want to have that drip effect. And to me, it's easier and less expensive than using epoxy. Because a lot of people will use epoxy, they'll use a thickener, they'll use cornstarch, to thicken the epoxy, and then you have to wait, and you have to let it cure, and all this. To me, I feel like with the fabric paint or the puff paint, you have more control. You control how little or how much you want to use. With epoxy, it's gonna drip, and you have to get it the exact consistency, or your drips are gonna be running halfway down the cup. So I feel like it gives you as the user more control. When I used epoxy, I would always. Now, epoxy does have that thicker shine, but if you let this dry, like I did this, so I will let this dry for. I'll let it dry overnight. I'll touch it and see where we're at tomorrow. Um, but I'll make sure that it's completely dry before I epoxy it. But I mean, you could get very detailed into this, and I feel like the waves look really good on the vertical. I've seen people do it on the horizontal where they just kind of fade it in, going the hor. So I do the vertical beach, but if you did like a regular beach cup and you have your sand, you can kind of just maneuver it. And if you don't like it, wipe it off. Y'all, I got bit by something on my ankle and it itches. Um, but just wipe it off and start over. That's the thing I love about that. With epoxy, I mean, you could wipe it off if you catch it in time, but chances are when you get it on the cup, it's going to be sticky because you have to wait. Puff paint, just puff paint, fabric paint, um, you know, I have some fabric paint, but just the puff paint works. It looks really good on True Crime cups. And if you get the brown, it looks really good on hot chocolate, like the chocolate drips. Like if you have a cup that's glittered white, and then you put your chocolate drips on the top, it looks so good, and it's shiny. And so, like, this side's a little bit thicker than the other side, but I mean, you're in control. You don't like it, wipe it off. You know? So, I knew this live would be a relatively short live just because that's all we had to do to it. And then the next step would be to epoxy it, and then it'll be done. But I would definitely use, and this is made by Tulip. And I love theirs because they have the small bottles, and it comes in a bunch of different colors. So let's say you want to do a cup that looked like a cupcake or a cake or some kind of sweet treat or whatever. They've got pink and green. They've got neons. They've got glow in the darks. They have your traditional colors. And it's cost effective versus epoxy. So I will forever use this because it gets the job done. And it looks good. So, hi Denise. So, does anybody have any questions? I knew this would be like a super, super short live, which is okay because you have part one and then you can follow in and watch part two. Um, but I did want you to see how I applied it. And even if I was doing something bigger, it still would have been the same thing. It would have been a short live because it's literally that easy. So you can do a bunch of these. Let's say you have like a whole slew of beach cups to make. You just throw on your little puff paint and go to town. Does anybody have any questions? Sup, Aaron? It's raining here. Gloomy day. Gloomy day. Y'all see my new Big Papa in the background right here? I'm so excited. So excited. You're welcome. You are so welcome. What's up, astronaut? It is big. 13 cups. It just finished raining here in South Texas. We were gonna walk this morning, but it's like sprinkling, and I'm not trying to get down the road and the whole bottom. I love it when you show me Big Papa. Is it your birthday today? Well, happy birthday, astronaut. I hope you have an amazing day. Everybody tell Dave happy birthday. What's your next live gonna be on? My next live is gonna be in the academy. I'm gonna schedule it and then I'll make a post. Um, but we're gonna do a silhouette class in the academy. So make sure all of the academy over on the website and Facebook. I deactivated all of those, so you're not being charged for those anymore. And so my next class is going to be in the academy on YouTube for the Cameo, because for whatever reason some of my videos weren't saved, and I guess we have to start somewhere. So we'll start at ground zero. Um, and so I'll make a plan for that, and then we'll make a post in the Facebook group, Midlands Vinyl SC. We'll make a post in the Facebook group. So if you have a Cameo and it's sitting in the box, or you're thinking about it, we're going to do a Cameo class. So I will type up a post. I'll have everything where there'll be a link where you can click to join, and that way they're saved. Now the academy classes will only be seen by the members. So it won't be a video that's available to the public. The settings will be changed where it's just for the class only. Dave, what you want for your birthday? Bruh. I'm like dragging today. I need to get with it. If you were in the States, Dave, we'd take you out to dinner. But no, you have to be in Canada. We fixing to go to the zoo. It's nice here. I bet it is. I hope y'all have fun. I hope y'all have fun. I'm going to be working. So, say hello to the animals for me. Bacon, we're mad at you for not taking us with you. And am. We are very upset. Bacon, we're very upset. If Chris is on, is there anything you wanted to add? Like I said, yo, I'm sorry this is a short live, but this literally part 2. That just gives you an idea of how fast you can get a beach cup done using the puff paint. This means we can do all the bad decisions without her yelling. This is true. This is true. You got a point. You got a point. She's going to say, well, y'all do it anyway, so what does it matter? Double trouble. Double trouble. I don't know if Chris is still in here. No, ma'am, Kelly, you're supposed to, right? Bacon, you know better than that. You know better. You know better. Is Chris not on? Right is not fun. He said 1 second. I'm probably forgetting something. My brain is super scattered this morning. I don't know why. Like my mind is going faster than my mouth. And I'm trying to fix it. In London, I bet it's so pretty there though. London. I'm going to London.
Okay. You know you have to take a plane to get there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just so you remember.
Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. I just want to take the time to say I appreciate you guys. Also, with the technique, so you could see up close just how beautiful that turned out. Now, if you're wondering if this is a mini tumbler, no, it's not. It's an urn. If you're just joining or seeing this for the first time, Go and take a look at part 1. You'll see it from the stainless steel point of view. There is a cap that goes with it. Do you have that?
Do you think doing it that way looks more realistic?
I do. I mean, I can visually see
There's the cap.
this cap is the threaded piece that goes on the top. So whenever it's all said and done, that'll slide on top. Now, that does give you room that if you wanted to extend something to the top, maybe put a UVDTF in memory of, or maybe put the beginning and end date of that loved one, or just a small message. You can do that. This is left open to interpretation to the creator. Just that perfect blend, I can visually see it. I think she did a fantastic job. The plus to this is just to see how quickly you can create something that'll last forever. Granted, these are smaller in scale versus your traditional urns. I believe that these are beneficial not only for pets, also with the idea that you can have, if you have a loved one and a lot of relatives or a lot of children, should they want
The cremains.
you would have the option to take a little bit out, put those in, and give that to the family. I know with our loved ones,
That's what we did.
that's what we did for our kids. It's just the way that you can extend that on. Some people see it as one of those things like, I don't want that. And that's understandable. However, there are some that do want that memory, that keepsake. Some take the ashes, cremains, they make it into jewelry, things like that. I know Jessica has a ring that has cremations implemented from Elsa. And so that sort of thing, that memory, looking back, it's just a way to show appreciation for a loved one or an animal that
You
has
could
passed on.
probably even put like use it for like a little trinket thing. Like I know somebody ordered an urn from me, and she said my children aren't cremated. They're not cremated. They're buried. But I'm gonna use the urn to put their favorite things in,
Yeah.
and preserve them that way.
It's just a way that you have a piece of them with you at all times. I look at that and I can instantly see the ocean.
Yeah.
That can bring back a visual memory in your mind of good times, knowing that that person or loved one is close to you. You could even take them, I
With
know
you.
this sounds strange, but on vacation. If that is something, if that person had such a bond, such an impact with you,
Or you could even take that with you and sprinkle a little bit when you're
exactly.
gone.
If you went to the beach, you wanted to take a portion of and sprinkle at the beach, or places that you've traveled, places that you and that person have traveled or had a memory of some sort. That could be a way that you could do it instead of carrying around this big old urn and sprinkling it out.
Yeah.
I just wanted to take the time to say thank you for tuning in. I know that Beth had mentioned the upcoming class starting from ground zero.
Yeah.
That way it's a fresh start.
And that way everything is saved and we don't have to
Right.
worry about it getting deleted.
The great thing about sometimes refreshing, you get to look back at where you were, if there's any techniques that have changed or have been added. That gives you the opportunity to do so. the techniques of what she had back then at the very first class, some of those techniques, shortcuts, tips, they have improved. So maybe she can reform that into a better version. That way, whoever's attending that class and wants to refresh can learn. Also, you get a chance to see a brand new point of view for the class. In my opinion, the Facebook tutorials, it was like watching it on a TV back in the 90s. For whatever reason, she's filming with a great camera. The output, the video quality was like you were watching it back in the 80s or 90s. I know with YouTube, the 4K option to be able to upload a video, to be able to play back a video, to me it's just better. It's a better version. That way you have a better quality experience, a better product that you're putting out to your guests, your visitors, your customers, whatever you may be showcasing on your channel. That's what we want to do. We want to have the better experience, more value for what you're paying for. Some of the backdoor scenes that you can see, maybe some things that are exclusive, that ability to be able to do that versus everybody being able to see it. So the members only, and that's tier 2 and above. I know she covered that. The tier 2 and above would be included within your membership. So basically you're getting a lot more, plus you're getting the classes that go with it. As we
Yeah.
discussed, I believe she's going to, at minimum, be doing one class per month. Sometimes we'll be able to have guests on. So it might be some, and I'm not speaking out of turn, but let's say Kelly did a class, or Kim from Bravo Designs, or Yaneli, or Denise, or whoever it may be that might have a technique that they want to share that maybe we don't do, but they specialize in it. So we'll have a variety of different things. I know the Cameo and the Silhouette software, to some are, it's something that somebody would want to try. They've been prone to using Cricut. Beth doesn't use Cricut. However, for us to be able to speak on something that we know, it might benefit you. We might find someone that has the knowledge and background of Cricut. Maybe we can showcase that if they're up for it. If they're okay with speaking publicly, if they have the means to do so on the live, we could
Can you
probably
dual
make that
stream
happen.
on here?
Yeah, you can dual stream. Sure can. I think at the end of the day, it's having the option to do either or. I have met crafters that have both. They use both.
Machines?
Yeah.
I
Depending
couldn't.
on what options are available for this program versus another. I have Windows and OS, Mac. There are some features on Mac that are not available on Windows, simply because for Windows, that's how I started. You have to buy 15 different programs, download this extension for this to work, and I'm like, bro, by the time I buy all of this, I could just buy this, and it comes with it. That's how Beth feels about Cameo, because she has owned a Cricut. She took it out of the box, did a couple of things, and she was like, no. This don't make sense. I can accomplish what I need to accomplish all in one shot here and be done. That's when the Cricut went back in the box, and then we ended up giving it away on the live. We gave it away, and that was gosh, I know it was a 200 plus machine, that she used twice. And she said, "This is not for me." Which I know some people do the same thing for Silhouette, same thing for Cameo. They're like, "Nope, I'm sticking with my Cricut." I get it. We want to have as much knowledge available for our followers, guests, members as possible. Even if it's not from our perspective, if it can help you gain experience, that's what we want to deliver, period. So, any questions? Good morning to everybody. Uncle Quiz, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. Take your shoes off, ground yourself outside. Had to do this 5 times this morning. What's going on?
I was just saying my brain is moving faster than my mouth. Like today, I just feel discombobulated.
I could tell that something's in her mind.
Yeah, I just don't know what.
When she starts to say she's got something going on. And I noticed that she was doing that. So I know this live was a short live. Again, just that technique and how fast it produced. That could produce a cup. That could produce an urn, a coffee mug, camper mug. It's open to interpretation, like I said, to whatever the artist has in mind. Just that simple. That puff paint, who would have thought that could produce that effect? And where did we get this?
Walmart.
So if you find yourself at Walmart, that's what you're looking for. So if you
It's
want to
the
take
Tulip
a
brand. Yeah.
screenshot, that's what you're looking for. Do you remember what it cost?
I think it was just a couple bucks.
You can also, according to this, check them out on their social media. So Pinterest, Instagram, Facebook. You can check them out there. Maybe they even have more. You got this from the shirt section, right?
Yeah.
There's possibilities that this is used more than just this. If it was found in the shirt aisle,
Yeah.
maybe somebody does
they
something
have,
on a shirt. I'm not really sure.
They have a. I got that one because I use a lot of light, so I bought the bigger bottle. But they also have that.
So what it says, what I'm gathering, because it says here, let dry, fabric can be washed outside after 72 hours.
Yeah.
Line dry. If those of you that don't know what line dry is, this old man here will tell you. It's like old school. Clothesline, clothespins, air dry, that's it. This is another kit, which I don't know if this was a gift or she bought it and just never used it.
I bought it because I wanted the colors.
This is a full kit that was purchased, I believe, at Walmart as well.
Yeah.
This puff design, just as an example on the back, they've got a phone case, they've got shirts, they've got hats. It looks to be like a trapper keeper. Again, I'm showing my age.
A trapper keeper.
If you know what a trapper keeper is, then you're cool in my book. Trapper keeper made a comeback.
Did it really?
Yeah, it sure did. As a vintage thing, trapper keepers,
Trapper keepers are vintage?
they are.
Wow.
Anything
Way to make
that's
me feel
over
old.
anything that's over 20 years old can be considered vintage.
So I'm
So you're
vintage.
talking 30 plus years. 30 plus years.
So I'm vintage.
In a way, we all are, I guess. Whatever you're going to do, who would have thought that puff paint could produce that? The idea behind this journey for us, it all started simply for the reason that Beth asked a question was denied. Beth was asking a question, was shunned, was directed to go find out yourself, go Google it yourself. I'm not telling you. In short form.
Yeah.
Okay, we did just that. Along that path, we decided, instead of becoming the gatekeeper as they were, why not find out and then just share it with the world for free? Okay, that's what we did.
Done.
We've done tutorials on multiple techniques, how to build a cup turner, etc., etc., etc. Not charging for it. Now, as far as the classes,
That's just like, I feel like
the
that's
classes
like what I
is
was
something
wanting.
completely different because there's interaction in between.
Yeah.
That's something different. However, if somebody on a class or not on a class that asks us, what are you using? We're going to tell them. We're not going to say, go Google it. We're not jerks. And whoever said that years ago, they were being a jerk. They were gatekeeping. For whatever reason, they thought that was top secret information. Okay. We found out. Joke's on you. And we moved on. That's what we're here for. We're here to help answer any questions, facilitate the easiest way that we can for our followers, period. If there is something as far as a live that you would like to see Beth or us
Yeah.
do, suggestions are welcome. Leave them in the comments. If you have the time and the patience to sit down and join us on a live, whether it be on here, whether it be on the other platform known as TikTok, you guys are transplanters from there. A lot of you don't use this platform as much, and we understand. We just want to be able to have an outlet that we can reach you on multiple platforms. You can have time, sit down and chill, watch TV, have us full screen, to be able to interact with us in that format. So, if there is nothing else Beth wants to discuss, I believe we're going to cut this live. That final thing is to just epoxy and
You're done.
that's it. That's not for an order.
Mm-mm.
It was just to show you as a technique. So, if you like this and you're interested, send us a message. First come, first serve, naturally. Yeah. If you could see or have a use for the smaller urns, I believe that she is going to add that option for the smaller urns to the website.
Yeah.
That way we'll have traditional as well as the small urns.
Yeah, a lot of people asked about the smaller ones.
So that will be available soon as far as an option on the website. That way you could customize your own how you want it. Just like our traditional urn size for full size.
Yeah.
So if you don't have any questions, we are going to hop off and get back to work.
Work, work, work.
So stay tuned. I will say this one more time. Stay tuned. She will post and announce when the first class will be. That way you'll have scheduled time.
Yeah.
The great thing is if you can't attend, you can always go back and watch the replay. As long as you're a member, that's a consecutive month over month over month, you'll be able to watch the back catalog once this has been transferred in. You can watch them all as many times as you need to. So if there's a technique that you're like, man, I really want to learn this, you can go in and play it back as many times as you want. You could play it back in 4K though. Highest resolution, full screen, full format. So if you're in your craft room like Beth is most days that she's not on camera, she'll be watching.
I got it in the background.
She'll be watching someone, many creators, because we also support other creators on YouTube as well. So if you have any videos that you've generated and put out there for us, send us your channel. Let's discover you. Let's go and see what you're doing. Let's like your video. Put a description that allows people to find you. Post it. What's the worst that could happen? You get some new customers, some new followers. That's the worst that could happen.
Yep.
If you don't put it out there, nobody's going to know it.
Facts.
Have a great day. We appreciate you, and we will see you on the next video.
Bye.